We run an eBay store with over 1,000 items sold, and this is how we ship our cards. Before we jump into the details, if you want to support us, you can go ahead and be a member of our channel. You get a ton of perks like early access to videos, and you actually get a discount for our eBay store. So go ahead, make sure you sign up for that and get involved and help us out. But let's go ahead, jump into this video. So we're gonna be talking about the eBay standard shipping service. If you don't know what that is, it is a low-cost way to ship all of these items right here that are listed. And we use this for a ton of our orders and shipments. There's a ton of different requirements and we'll go through all of that. But here are some of these standard pricings for just how much your item weighs. 1 ounce is 63 cents, 2 ounces is 87 cents, and 3 ounces is $1.11. But we will go into a way to optimize that to make you make a little extra cash on each order. And these are the things that you can ship. We're obviously talking about trading cards in this one, but this can apply to probably all of these. We're not experts on those. We're experts on the trading cards, but we have patches, stickers, greeting cards, seeds, trading cards, coins, currency, postcards, and stamps. That's what you're going to be shipping in these. I don't know if anyone else is watching this that's not doing trading cards, but things to consider for eBay standard envelope shipping. Probably the main thing that I would focus on when ensuring that your package is going to get delivered to your customer is the flexibility of the package after you have everything tidied up and ready to go. If this envelope is not flexible enough in the machine that is at the post office, then they will take that out. If this happens, it could cause a lot of problems and you just don't want to deal with that. So you want to make sure that it is flexible, and we'll go into that with how we package our cards and if we use cardboard and all that stuff. And it honestly, it has to do with the type of envelopes that you use as well. This is not the only one that we have. We have different ones that we can show you guys just the difference. But the sizes that, these are the size requirements: no smaller than 3.5 inches by 5 inches, no larger than 6.125 inches by 11.5, no heavier than 3 ounces. We kind of talked about that already with the pricing. No plastic strings or closures. Recipient address is parallel to envelope's longest side. So right here we have some stickers that we use that will have all the shipping. Like, this is the shipping label. It's just a sticker. And it has to go long ways like that. So when you're using these, never ship it like this. Always long ways, or else it'll get sent back. And the thickness cannot be greater than 0.25 inches, and that shouldn't be a big problem unless you're shipping like a ton of cards, which we'll get into that. So in the past, we have wanted to use cardboard on both sides of cards, and we will tape it. And I'm sure if you guys buy cards on eBay, you have received cards like this. And we have tried this with this envelope system and shipping system. So basically you just tape it up, slide it in here. But the problem with this is there's not enough bend in the envelope. See that, like, barely bends at all. So we have had situations to where the card never got to the customer because they took it out of the post office system, and you just don't want to deal with that. So what I would recommend is just doing a top loader like this, put the card in there, tape it up, and that should be enough to secure your card, and it still allows for some bending. But something that we have done is we just did one cardboard piece, and that will sometimes do the trick, but you always want to be safe and make sure you just don't want something to be sent back to you. One thing to note is if we are not doing this $1 shipping, we do use bigger envelopes like this if we're doing a more expensive card or a graded card, and we make sure that we have cardboard around it. It's in a bubble wrap envelope like this. Make sure it's well protected. This is only for cards $20 or under. These are some requirements and thresholds that you have to follow when doing this envelope system. You can have no more than 15 raw cards per package, and this just goes along with, you want to make sure that it's flexible, and I wouldn't even recommend doing that many cards per envelope. Like this order right here, it is 3 cards, but it's in one top loader. And as you can see right there, it says no more than 2 trading cards with top loaders. So we have one top loader that can fit, I'm sure, more than 3 cards, but this one has 3 cards, and let's say you have an order of 8 cards, you could do 4 in top loader and the other 4 in another top loader. You don't have to do just 1 card per top loader. Just make sure you don't squeeze them in there, make sure they're thick enough for that. You also can do no graded trading cards with these envelopes. You always want to do something bigger and more protective. A lot of people think that this system doesn't come with tracking, but it actually does come with some form of tracking. It's not the most reliable because we have had issues in the past to where it shows that the item is not delivered on our end, but it actually is delivered. So that's a little scary when you're trying to run a business like this. You want to make sure that every customer is happy and gets their product. So that's one thing to note about the tracking with this, but it claims that it has tracking. It has some form of it, just not as good as you would like it to be. Now let's talk about insurance. You do have the value of the card covered up to $20. So this does not cover the shipping cost or anything like that. So let's say this order right here is $5, or the value of the cards is $5. If this gets lost or damaged or doesn't get sent back, eBay will give you your $5 back. Now, it may cost you more to ship the card. It could cost you like $6.50 to complete this order, but you will only get the $5 back of the value. This has actually happened to us before, and it went really smoothly, and we got our money within like 48 hours. So definitely something not to be super worried about. If you have shipped cards before on eBay, I'm sure you recognize this dashboard right here. This is what you're gonna see when you are putting in the package details and all the shipping information. And what I would recommend, or what we do, is we automatically put 3 ounces on our package weight, and I'll explain why in a second. But we put the dimensions of this envelope right here, which is 8 by 6 by 1. And you wanna make sure that what you put in here is at or under these thresholds for this option right here. So that would be 3 ounces or under that, 11.5 inches by 6.13 by 1, or it could be less than that. You want to make sure that you have that in here, or else this option won't even show up on your screen. But once you click that, you want to always have your package weight at 3 ounces, because that's going to automatically charge the buyer $1.11. But let's say that buyer paid for that, and this is the order. So we're going to turn this scale on and weigh the item. So we're putting the item in the envelope, and we're going to put that on there. So this weighs 1.4 ounces. So it doesn't actually weigh 3 ounces. And what I would do, or what you should do, is before you ship the item out and print the label, you want to change the ounces back to 2. Now this is already after the buyer has paid, so this is a way to make a little extra money. So now you're only paying for 2 ounce shipping, but the buyer paid for 3 ounce. But if the package actually weighs 3 ounces, obviously you're not going to change it to 2 ounces, but that's just a little trick to make a little bit extra money. So the main reason we do this with our shipping and the weight is because we sell a lot of 99-cent cards, and it's hard to make money on those cards, and this is just a little way to help you make a little bit more with that. And actually the next slide is going to be a breakdown of so this one is what the buyer paid. So you have the item, which is 99 cents, and the shipping cost, which is what we were talking about. When it's 3 ounces, it's $1.11. So next is the tax. It's going to be 12 cents. This differs from where you live. So the total is going to be $2.22 paid by the buyer. Now, this is what us, the seller, earned. So the order total, $2.22. So eBay collects the sales tax, which is the 12 cents from up there. And there's a transaction fee, which this goes with every single item that you sell on eBay. And it's based off of what type of item you are selling. So this is what you have to pay for this type of item right there, so 27 cents. And there is an automatic 30-cent transaction fee that eBay charges you. So that comes to a total of 57 cents. So that's where we got the 57 cents right there. And then the shipping label, which is 87 cents. Total earnings on a dollar card is going to be 66 cents. So that's how much you earned on that thing, on that item, but that doesn't even include how much it costs to ship the cards. And that's where we're going to be talking about, if you're interested in these envelopes, what is the best way to buy them? How do you get them for cheap? So we buy 350 right here. It comes out to be 80 or 18 cents a piece. This is the best and cheapest way to buy them. And then this next one, you get 100 for $25. So that's 25 cents a piece. Now this next one, if you guys are not aware of this system, but you can be an actual eBay store. Like, you sign up for a monthly subscription and you're a store, you get different perks. One of those perks is you get a $25 credit each quarter. And we purchased these envelopes right here with that credit. Now, I do not think these are better than these right here. They obviously cost way more. They're 35 cents a piece. But when we get the credit, it obviously brings that price down. But these are just way thicker, and I don't know, it just, I don't really like using these. I would rather use these. They're cheaper, they're better for the flexibility. I don't want to run into what we were talking about with them sending it back because it's not flexible enough or can't go through the system. So we do have a link in our description if you're interested in purchasing these items, or just take a look at them, see what you think. If you're trying to scale your eBay store, that might be something you want to look into. And here's some other items as well that we use. A lot of this stuff is in the background right here, and some more card supplies to protect your cards while shipping. Also a link in the description. So you guys might think it's weird and a waste of time for us to sell 99-cent cards, but that is not the case. We have a lot of reasons why, and if you want to learn about that, go ahead and watch this video right there.